And and we have liftoff for Friday. Oh yeah, we have liftoff for Friday. How y'all feeling? Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Flashback Friday. And we are in motion. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. I'm your host on 752. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should. Also, today on this Flashback Friday, thank God it's Friday, we are talking about letting the streets determine if they are for the streets. Letting the streets determine if they are for the streets. And basically, what we're asking about tonight on, or what we're discussing tonight on the Daily Go Getimism Show is if we are allowing peer pressure, media pressure, and social media pressure, people that we don't even know, to determine who we choose to love, who we choose to support, and how we feel about that, even when we make those decisions. You know, when we were growing up, we were all victims of peer pressure in some type of way. Not saying that you were a total follower, or that people determine, or that you let your friends determine who you could like or what you could like or whatever. But there were times when you were introduced to certain things, whether they were fads, whether they were movies, whether they were music, and you noticed that you noticed the trends and the the things that your peers were listening to, watching, wearing, the way that they were acting, slangs that they were using, all kinds of things. Those things are definitely things that we either went along with or we rejected for some reason. And most of those things are the things that our parents would look at us sideways about if we let them know that we were paying attention in a close way to those things and becoming influenced. They would ask us questions like, well, if your friends were jumping off of a bridge, would you jump off a bridge? And as we know, there have been times when people have jumped off of bridges together on some old monkey see monkey do type of thing. But as long as we kept the the influence, or the power of the influence of other things that were negative, there wasn't really a problem. But when it came to the times when we started to go with each other, court each other, like each other, love each other, communicate with each other, call each other on the telephone, go out with each other, carry each other's books homes and things like that. I mean, carry each other's books home and things like that. The men or women, or should I say the women or the men that we chose, were were largely in conjunction with who a lot of people thought were cute or fly or hip or dope, or things like that. And that's not to say that that has always been how you chose whoever you wanted to be with, or whoever chose you to be with them. I'm not saying that. But there is an influence that we have all been privy to all of our lives, especially when we were young and we weren't that great at making our own decisions, or forming our own decisions, or forming our mind to be able to make informed decisions. We had to get the information before we could make the informed decisions. So, you know, those of us who may have been a little less evolved may have fallen into all kinds of traps that hopefully they have escaped to this day. Traps like dark skin having less value or being less beautiful. Most of us who grew up anytime in the 1900s know about this. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist now, but in my opinion, dark skinned people have it easier now than they had before. You know, you don't hear a lot of dark skinned people having the nickname black around the way. And that's those are the kinds of nicknames that we grew up with. A dude would be named Black or Blackie, straight up and down, Midnight or Smoke. Hey, they didn't seem to be that offended by it, but you can best believe below the surface they were seething in that shit, and that could have been the reason why many of them chose light skinned girls to 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 be with. Hopefully, if they had children with them, then it would lighten things up a little bit on their behalf, and they wouldn't have as hard a time around the way or in school or whatever as they had. It's sad, really. But when we talk about the peer pressure of before, we were talking about mostly people that we knew, classmates, friends, shoot, our family members, brothers, sisters, our moms and our dads, cousins, neighbors, people that we knew. We actually had contact with people that we knew. With social media, man, we getting all kinds of influences from places that and people that we don't know, and it seems to be heavier than ever before. Here we are defending people that we don't know, never met, and don't know really anything about except for what we saw in pictures and videos and stuff like that. Other people's rumors and reports and accounts and things, and we are really, really getting into that. So the title of this show is called Letting the Streets Determine If They Are For the Streets. I had never heard the term for the streets before social media. Before, I think it was last year that was the first time I ever heard that term. And they were talking about that chick, Lori Harvey. Steve Harvey's stepdaughter, adopted daughter, or whatever. I know she is not his biological daughter. I do know that much. But she seems to date a lot of people in the Hollywood scene or in the entertainment industry. So when she broke up with what was it, Michael B. Jordan, the actor Michael B. Jordan, people were saying, forget about her. She's for the streets. She's for the street. Well, no, she didn't even break up with him. She just told him that she didn't want to marry him. He's like 10 or 11 years older than her, and she want to sow her little wild feminine ass oats. She want to find out what's out there, see what she likes, pick and choose. And a lot of people didn't agree with that. They felt like she should have settled down with Michael B. Jordan. He's supposed to be good looking. He's supposed to be in good shape. He's supposed to be a good actor. He's supposed to have a good career. He's supposed to be a good catch. And she should have been happy with her nobody ass. She ain't nothing but the daughter of somebody else that's famous. She ain't nobody. But they said she for the streets. Well, that's another case of us talking about people who we don't know. But I just wanted to let y'all know that I had never heard that term for the streets. And I'm not saying that it had never been said, but I never heard it. And I've been privy to a lot of slangs from people from down south, East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, all that old stuff. I just never heard it. But I heard the term on the internet from somebody else I didn't know on the internet. For the streets. So I'm thinking, if they are sentencing somebody who they don't even know back to the streets and talking to Michael B. Jordan, who they also don't know, because the post it didn't tag him or anything like that. So I'm thinking that if he or she can be influenced to send their partners or even themselves go back to the streets, how many other people do you think are influenced by that same thing, that same kind of thinking? Well, if you have a woman that's not ready to settle down with you, then you need to send her back packing, because she's obviously ready to settle down with another man. She's still shopping. If she ain't ready to take all that you have to offer, and you have a lot to offer, then she must be out there shopping for someone else. You just gonna let her do that? Nah, man, don't be patient and wait for your woman, or even make improvements to yourself. Don't do that. Send her back to the streets. So, around the way, you know what I mean? Maybe your girl likes to go out and have fun, and you like to stay in the crib. So she likes to go out dancing, shaking her ass a little bit. You like to stay in the crib. Well, she for the streets. You got to leave her alone. She ain't doing what you wanted her to do. And she ain't doing what you instructed her to do, homie. Send her back to the streets. Oh, that dude that you messing with, shorty? That dude that you messing around with? Yeah, as you can see, he ain't ready to settle down with you. He ain't talking about marrying you. He ain't trying to get really close to you. He ain't revealing everything about himself to you. There's a good chance that he's lying to you. He's playing with you. Send that nigga back to the streets. He for the streets. He for the streets. He for the streets. She for the streets. He for the streets. She for the streets. He for the streets. She for the streets. He for the streets. And so is she. It's gonna be like that. You understand that's how it's gonna be. You better act right now. Don't have the conversation with them if you already had one. You gotta let the streets determine who you're gonna be with and who you're gonna have a daughter or son with. You know that she was for the streets when you met her. She was already in the streets. Matter of fact, you met her on the streets. No, you got her phone number on the streets. You brought her from the streets to the crib, and she act like she ain't trying to live under your rules, yo, the ones that you set. Yo, let's not forget that she had nothing before you came along. She was running around here twerking in a thong, and you rescued her from that life. If she want to be back in the streets, acting strife, yo, what you gonna do, girl? What you gonna do, dude? What you gonna do? It's kind of rude that she would be out there shaking a thing in front of other motherfuckers with the princess and king, and you sitting home looking like a jerk. Yeah, she's out there. Twerk, twerk, twerk. What we talking about, y'all? She's for the streets. What can I do? What can I say? She's for the streets. T. Carey, right? Morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your side. And Carol Chamberlain, I'm friend, mi favorita. It's so good to see you, my brother. But Ansel Jones, your Baltimore brother. Girls can't leave him alone. Stacey White, thanks for coming on through. Appreciate it. Yo, you know how we get through, and they hate it. Yo, what's going on, y'all? Letting the streets determine if they are for the streets. Letting the streets determine, if they are for the streets. Yeah, are they for the streets? She's for the streets. He's for the streets. All right, so what we talking about, y'all? What y'all think? What do y'all think about what we talking about tonight? Ansel Jones says she might not think he's a good spot for the long term. Evidently not. And even if she did think that he was a good spot for the long term or a good man for the long term, she might not be ready to determine her long term right now. And that is her choice. But what we're talking about tonight, when we say letting the streets determine if they are for the streets or not, we're talking about your patience or your determination to either let somebody go or keep them, to keep developing them and yourself, or not, based on the opinions of others. How strong do the opinions of others weigh on your decisions to be with somebody or not, or to try to shape somebody into what the streets say that they should be? What the streets say. What the streets say go? Is that how it is? That's all I want to know. I want to know what the streets, how the streets affect your decisions to pick somebody, choose somebody. You know what I mean? Put them on the hook and put them into the cooler and decide to put them on back. Throw them in the river. Throw them back in the sea. are where you want to be. You ain't for the streets and you ain't for the sea. I don't know. For the streets. He said that she was for the streets. They said that he look, man, social media is the flavor of our lives today. As much as we might be individualistic and say that social media doesn't determine what we do, the fact that we read things and experience things through social media, and it is so prevalent in a lot of our lives, we cannot discount the power of its influence. Because the most outrageous shit that you have heard probably in the last few years of your life have been through social media, whether they were true things, whether they were things that were fabricated, whatever the case may be. On social media is where you hear, that's where you hear all of that crazy stuff. So, we can say like, I don't be caring about what they say on social media, but we care. We just may not let it govern our lives, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't have an influence. But damn, man, if you allow social media to determine who you decide is cute, or who you decide is ugly, or who you decide is valuable, or who you decide is cheap, or who you decide is worthless, or who you decide is that deal, damn, man. I said, damn, man, what we doing? Well, this is what we doing. This is where we are with it. Do you understand what I'm talking about? This is where we are with it. This is 2023. And this is a social media platform that we are interacting with right now. So ain't no way you're going to say that there's no influence unless you say, well, that's stuff you be talking about every night. Oh, more. That shit don't mean nothing to me. And even if it's just pure entertainment, you're still soaking it in. Got him. I'm vacuuming you up later, motherfucker. Staying alive. Staying alive. Okay. All right. T. Carey Wright says, I'm not feeling basing my decisions on what other people think. We don't move the same way. We don't move the same. And even if we did, that person's benefits to my life will be different than what it is for someone else. I agree with that. And so Jones says, being boring is good for someone. This guy, wait. Good for someone. Being boring is good for someone. I don't know. TK Wright says, the whole camera shook. And it's still another one flying around here, man. I mean, these motherfuckers are endless. But I'm going to get them all. I'm going to get them all. If Krista wasn't in here, I would bomb the house. Because I don't know where these motherfuckers came from. Carol says his boys are coming to get revenge. They ain't gonna do nothing but land on something. They just coming to irritate me more. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. But I'm a win. I'm a win. I'm gonna land on my microphone. That's my mic. Lucky I ain't get none of his nasty ass fly blood on my mic. On my mic. Anyway. Yeah, I understand what you're talking about, T. Carey, right there. Yeah, it makes sense that you choose somebody based on on your own desires, your own attractions, and things like that. But for so many people, man, it's crazy the way people get caught up into thinking that whatever the popular decision is, whatever the popular look is, whatever, that's what you have to do. And people really believe this kind of shit. The majority rules. It's the American way. We talked about it last night, and it's still true. It's very, very much true. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Get It Show. I'm your host on 752, and tonight we're talking about letting the streets determine if they are for the streets. But I'm trying to imagine that somebody out there is breaking up with somebody or leaving somebody alone or blocking somebody or unfriending somebody or whatever, or allowing themselves not to feel the love that they are really feeling because they are using the criteria of what people who don't even know them are telling them what's good for them and what's not. Oh boy. If social media was smarter, if they were more evolved, if they were better educated, if they were more informed, do you know the power that social media could have? You could circumvent having to go to a therapist when something was wrong with you, because if social media could provide for you the service of therapy that you needed, instead of being your source of angst, that would be a valuable thing. Unfortunately, it ain't like that. It ain't like that. Ansel Jones says, being for the streets is different for situations. You're calming down from partying young as a wild child. Interesting. Well, what's the other term that's synonymous with being for the streets? Is it being a hoe? You know, back in the day, we would say somebody was out there when they were wild and when they were untamed, when they were unrefined, when they were doing things that most of us who were structured and disciplined weren't doing. They were out there. And it's funny. It's funny because me and Earth, back in the day, I used to call us wild and out there. He was wild and I was out there. Now, I wasn't out there because I was selling drugs or I was blah, 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 blah. But most, like a lot of the times, you know, like he was settled down with, like, even when I met Earth, he had a girlfriend. And they were very, very close. You know what I'm saying? So whenever, needless to say, I got blamed a lot of times for him hanging out and being out and all that kind of stuff. Like, look, he was a young grown man. 21, 22 years old. Like, what do you expect? He's a college boy. We were in college. Y'all met in college. So he was wild and I was out there. You know what I'm saying? So when we used to say that somebody was out there back in the day, we were talking about they could be out there being very promiscuous. Like, they weren't settled down. They weren't reeling themselves out. I mean, reeling themselves in. They were out there. They were dating. They were meeting. They were sexing. They were doing whatever. They was out there. So although that was just a nickname for me and him, the dynamic duo, we was wild and out there. Now, honestly, we would call one person that he just wild and out there. She just wild and out there. It could have meant a whole lot of things other than just being sexually promiscuous. When you was wild and you was out there, it meant that you were experimenting with things that were unconventional. They didn't have to even be unconventional with other people. They were unconventional with your upbringing, with your social circle. So let's say all your friends was listening to hip hop and R&B, and here you are hanging around with the heavy metal cats and listening to rock music, and you know, the black kids was just smoking weed and sniffing coke and maybe even smoking crack if they was out there like that. But them white kids, they was sniffing glue and they was popping, they was doing mushrooms and dropping acid and they was in all kinds of pills and they. So you was wild and you was out there dealing with them cats, like you went to an Iron Maiden concert and they was doing what? You say you was high for 4 days straight. You don't know what happened to you. You done lost time for 96 days. I mean 96 hours. Wilding out there. When we say that somebody is for the streets, we are speaking specifically, I believe. Now y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but we're talking about somebody who wants to date a lot, date around, fuck around. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking that the term means. Oh, that's what I'm thinking that the term means. And the way that I've heard it used, yeah, she for the streets. Is she for the streets or he's for the streets? Like you're not good enough for him or her. She looking for more. Shirley Sherrill, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Sherrill, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's good? What's good? What's going on, man? What is going on? What's going on? On. And so it says fast in the pants. Oh boy. Somebody done been around somebody's grandmother. Fast in the pants. Fast in the pants. Mm-hmm. Now, I couldn't imagine me letting people that I don't know, or should I say people who I don't know and who don't know me, make me decide who makes my heart beat or who gives me goosebumps or who gets me hard. Like, really? That's what we doing? I don't know. Me not feeling that, you know. Me not feeling that. But it happens. And it happens a lot. So it's something that we got to deal with. You know what I mean? These are the kind of things. Peer pressure is something we got to deal with. We got to deal with it. So letting the streets determine if they are for the streets. What if the people that we dealt with came with reviews from their past lovers? You know how you go on Amazon.com or one of these other sites for these, to buy products and stuff like that. Man, now this is how I can say that we are all victims of this peer pressure. When I go on Amazon, for example, and I want to buy a product that I'm interested in from a brand that I've never tried before, or that I have tried before, whatever. I go to the reviews, and I usually go to the 1-star reviews. I don't even look at the 5-star reviews because so many of them are cat. But those 1-star and those 2-star reviews normally give you a good picture of the worst that could happen, whether they are talking about the product itself or they're talking about the customer service the company, the brand, whatever. So if you're anything like me, you've been excited to go ahead and buy something off of Amazon. Like, yeah, let me go get this. I've been wanting to get this for a while, and it's finally on sale. And I go and look at those goddamn reviews. And I'm like, nah, I don't think I'm buying that today. Or I might put it in my cart and save it for later. You know what I'm saying? And it might be that sale price on there. If I wait too long, I'm gonna miss that sale price. But then I'm thinking to myself, like, listen, man, you know, that it had too many 1-star reviews, and it was consistent in what was wrong with it. The problems that people had with it were consistent. The battery is no good. The battery is no good. You order that shit, it'll last for 2 months, and after that, company going front. I sent it back to the company. They sent me a new one, and it did the same thing it did before. And I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm not sending that shit back. I gotta take that L. I'm mad as hell. Well, Amazon decided to give me my money back. The company decided to give me the money back. Warranty died just before the shit went down. I'm feeling like a clown now. Yeah, I'm mad. What y'all know? Now, what if your man or your woman came with reviews from their past lovers? You know how people treat their ex-lovers on social media? You know how people talk about their ex-lovers on social media? Ain't nobody gonna get no 5-star reviews from their exes on social media. Ain't nobody gonna be like, yo, he was the greatest. He always looked out. He looked out for me and my kids. He was good for a couple of dollars. He always came to pick me up. He always dropped me off. He was mad supportive. He even cooked. He was over 6 feet tall. He was the greatest. I wish we could get back together. He used to be my guy. Oh, he used to be my guy. It ain't gonna be none of that shit. It's gonna be like buyer beware. Yeah, you take that motherfucker if you want. If you want to be up in the clinic, you get with him. He gonna guarantee you be in it. If you want extra baby mamas to compete, yo, you get with him. What if we had reviews for our past lovers? Is this man a good dude for a boyfriend? Yeah, if you can get him to be a boyfriend, because he don't be committed. What he's going to do is he's going to make you think that y'all together, and then he's going to tell you later on that y'all was never together. And he's not going to tell you that y'all was never together until you catch him. Until you catch him with another girl, and he's like, well, how can I be cheating if we wasn't together in the first place? Then he's going to tell you that he told you what it was from the beginning, and he didn't. Plus, he really not that good in the bed. He's working with a lot, but he don't know how to work it. He's working with a lot, but he don't know how to work it. So it's kind of worthless. You know, he's going to get his shit off, and then you're going to be left to deal with Bob. Bob, yes, Bob. He driving all white Saab. Well, I think I get some food. I get some corn on the cob, or whatever Slipper said. Yo, Dougie Fresh, somebody here to see you named Bob. Bob, yes, Bob. We driving all white Saab. All right. And so says, freaky couples do something together and turn on them if they break up. Mm-hmm. Well. Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta watch. Listen, man. Trust is a thing. This cold ring good tonight, y'all. I made this shit right. Yummy. good. That good. I should have filled it up. All right. TK Wright says there's actually a website like that. But can you trust it? You know, from the sound of things and the looks of things, you would think that men and women can't trust each other these days. But we trust each other a whole lot. We trust each other. We even front trust for people before they even really have paid for it or they deserve it. And we do it because we have to do it. You want to be with somebody, you got to trust them on some kind of level. You may not give them your full trust because shoot, you might not have your full trust to give. The situation might not even call for it. But you got to trust in some kind of way. If you go, I mean, even if you just go out to dinner with somebody that you haven't had sex with, haven't had any type of physical relations with, you still have to trust them. You have to trust that they will take you out and bring you home safely, all in one piece, without any bumps, bruises, or mental scars. So trust comes, it comes in levels, and you raise the level by the people or the persons that you like. So when we talk about letting the streets determine letting the streets determine if they are for the streets, man, we talking about people who we don't know, giving out 5-star reviews, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, 1. I've never felt the need to tear down any woman that I've dealt with, whether I was serious with them, just messing around with them, or whatever. Like, for what? For what? That shit ain't doing nothing for me. But see, niggas do what they got to do or what they feel like they should do when they don't get their way. Shout out to people who don't get their way, so they make a fucked up way for everybody. Well, he didn't marry me, so I'm going to tear his ass down. Well, he didn't do right by me, so I'm going to tell everybody he ain't shit. Well, I'm a call welfare on her and tell them that she been getting food stamps. I'ma tell welfare that she getting food stamps. Like, good going, brother. You gonna take food out of your fucking kid's mouth or her kid's mouth? That make you feel better? You fucking ass. Yo. Yeah. Now, you see what I just did? I'm not talking about the fly, but you see what I just did? I'm saying that a man is wrong for telling on his girlfriend or his ex or whatever, even if she did him dirty. But women do that shit to niggas all the time. Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell child support that he ain't been paying or something like that, or that he's working and making more money than he's reporting, or that he's on disability but he's working under the table. Get his license suspended, shit like that. Child support can really, really mess up a man's life. But at the end of the day, you either paid your child support or you didn't. And if you didn't pay it, of course, there are going to be consequences for that. But when you directly and purposefully put somebody out there so the authorities can have their way with him, are you right? I don't stand by that shit. But a lot of women would stand by it. Yeah, get his license fucked up. He ain't paying the child support, but he out here driving. Mm-hmm. Well, they're gonna stop all of that. So if the cops stop him, they're gonna stop him for driving without a license. Then he could stand the chance of being arrested. And then all of the other stuff starts to come down on him. I know ratchet situations where chicks have told that they man sell drugs. Like, that makes sense to you, you dumbass? You gonna bring that heat to your house? All right. All right. Okay. All right. Letting the streets determine if they are for the streets. Is they for the streets? Is they for the streets? So TK Wright says on this website, you can post a person's pic and tell people why they shouldn't date them. It might have an app now. That's toxic as hell. And that doesn't seem, because it seems to me like you should be able to sue somebody for that. If somebody puts your image on an app that makes money, if that app generates revenue, and of course it does, it's just like if when people go on cheaters that show cheaters, everybody who is on that show has to get paid, right? They can't air that episode without you signing off on it. So when you see them, whatever the dude's name is on Cheaters, when you see them and the whole camera crew roll up in the hotel room or in the restaurant and bomb his shit, the only reason you get to see that on TV is because he signed off for it and he got paid handsomely. So bearing that in mind, nobody has no app or no business has the right to take your image and profit off of it by other people participating. So that seems like it seems like a little funny. Definitely, it's a dangerous game to be playing. That ain't cool. Because how can you determine if the information, even if the information is true, and I'm sure that it's mostly, the information that is being shared is emotional information. This is how I feel because this is my experience with that person. Just like it was your experience with the blender on Amazon. Mm-hmm. Hamilton Bay, Ninja, Oster, or is it Oster? I don't. Cheryl talking about some no strawberries in it. Carol Chamberlain says technically we get reviews on potential mates from our friends and relatives. I'm just saying exactly, and at least those are people that we know. So that's different from letting the streets determine if somebody is for the streets. And how many times have we heard negative reports from our loved ones or people that we know, some of them that we trusted, sometimes some of them that we may not have, and we still went through with it? Like, listen, man, he might not have been good for you, but he good for me. She might not have worked out for you, but she gonna work out for me. I need her. I need him. 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 Y'all just don't understand. I gotta be her man. I was listening to Blackstreet the other day. Off their second album. What's that song? I wanna love you, hug you, there's no one above you. I wanna love you. I wanna be your man. How does shit go? Hold on, son. Hold on. Y'all gotta chill. Hold on. I gotta get this shit. I got hold on, son. Hold on. This is a good song. It was a good song by Blackstreet. Here we go. Oh, I can't let y'all hear it. I just gotta get the lyrics. One above you. I wanna love you. Okay, hold on. Let me get it. Okay, yeah. All right, this is how I go. Baby, 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 I wanna love you. Place no one above you. I wanna love you, baby, baby, baby. I wanna be your man. Y'all know the song? It's dope. Check it out. It's called "I Wanna Be Your Man" by Blackstreet. Baby, 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 I wanna know ya. Place no one above ya. I wanna love ya, baby, baby, baby. I wanna be your man. Yeah, that's what you might tell your people. Like, listen, man, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Man, I ain't trying to hear none of that, man. I ain't listen, man. Shorty dope, man. I don't know how she treat that other nigga, but he a nut. He a nut anyway. That nut ass nigga, man, he a niz, son. He was a niz. He a niz. You know what I mean? She don't be acting like that with me. I'm telling you, man. Shorty be, you know what I'm saying? She be, man, I'm good. I'm good. Anyway, we moving to Delaware soon, so I ain't got to worry about none of these niggas. Move my joint to Delaware, where we could be together in peace. Y'all making it hard for us in Philly. Talk about my girl for the streets. She ain't for no streets. She wasn't never no hoe. They was all lying. They was all lying. She never was with Brian. Y'all all lying. She was never with no Brian. Y'all lying. She was never with no Brian. Never with Terry. Never with Ryan. I said y'all was all lying. She was never with Brian. She never gave up none to Ryan. And that boy Terry, he think that he's a berry. He ain't get with her or T Carey. Yo, that's T Carey wrong. Y'all got it wrong. I don't understand why y'all be talking about the thongs. She was out there middle of the street. Her chair, Carol Chamberlain. Ooh, what's going on? What's going on? The Daily Go Get 'em Jones. They for the streets. They for the streets. That's what I heard. They for the streets. Y'all gotta come in from them streets. Y'all gotta come in from them streets. Brian told me, I don't care what Brian say. Baby, 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 I wanna know ya. Place no one above ya. I'm just saying. That's how it could go. I heard. Yo, she not here right now. Y'all hear the one about Vita B? My cousin live in St. Louis. He said them chicks from Kansas City, they be on some other shit. And Naturalista Rap. Y'all know the joint that we coming by here, Naturalista Rap. Well, rumor has it that out there in Brooklyn, she like the BK all the way. You know, like Burger King. You know, BK, have it your way. That's what I heard. She for the streets. She out there on Fulton. I heard she be out there on Fulton. Baby, 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 I wanna know ya. Place no one above ya. I wanna know ya. Carol says, you coming in too, Omar. TK Wright says, I'm mad you made his name Terry. I had a crush on my friend's brother named Terry. Look, the streets is talking. The streets is talking. But listen, y'all need to go listen to I Wanna Be Your Man by Blackstreet. It's a really good song. I Wanna Be Your Man by Blackstreet. letting the streets determine. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. I'm your host on 752, and we are talking about letting the streets determine if they are for the streets. Taking it to the streets. Taking it to the streets. The Doobie Brother said that she was for the streets. Taking it to the streets. Taking it to the streets. Taking it to the streets. All right. We about to get on about it here, man. You know what I mean? Because I got to get back out there in them streets. You understand what I'm saying? I got to get back out there into them streets. You know, the streets is talking. Streets talking. I can't stop streets. I can't stop streets from talking. I want to stop. Listen, we gonna do these birthdays. I said we're gonna do these birthday shout outs for the streets. For the streets. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious July 14th, anywhere out there in the world. No. July 14th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box, Marquita Jones. And it's funny because she spells her name M-A-R-C-E-D-A. And I know it's Marquita, not Marceda. All right. Turning 52 years old today. And also Lavon Belizaire, happy birthday to you. And Dean Johnson, turning 54 years old today. And Valentina Garcon, turning 34 years old today. And Starshine, Dana Mocha Diggs. Get the fuck out of here. Starshine, Dana Mocha Diggs, happy birthday to you. And Marquita Woodson, happy birthday to you. And Clenetta Shushu Robinson, turning 48 years old today. And Trey Washington, happy birthday to you. And Tawana Deneen, happy birthday to you. And Tiffany Frazier, happy birthday to you. And my girl, last but not least, Rochelle Bailey. Go get her, Rochelle Bailey. I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious July 14th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on it, do the damn, the rock out. Rock on it, do the damn, rock out. Rock on it, do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen, yo, peep it on. I said, listen, yo, peep it on. I said, listen, yo, peep it on. Now, you can't let them determine who is for the streets if the streets are for you. Yo, you might have somebody that's for the streets, but you might be for the same streets too. So both of y'all out in the streets, maybe y'all can go both come in the house. It's going to be all right as long as y'all have a meeting of the minds and work the shit out. Some things you like about a person, some things you don't, but everything is not going to be what you won't like, what you do like, because you concentrate on what you do like. And what works for me don't work for you, but sometimes it might come in and you like the shit too. But I can't tell you what to do, and you can't tell me what to do too. Also, one thing, you got to remember that if you want to be the king, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. You can't take a loss from somebody that's lesser than. You got to be better than other motherfuckers that's out in the streets. And if you want to be the best, you got to learn how to compete. And if you can't compete, maybe competition ain't your thing. You can't be the motherfucking king. That's the thing. Yo, you can be in your own right, have your own kingdom, have your own site. If you see somebody that you like, you check them out and try to find out what they all about. If it works for you, it gotta work for them. Don't be listening to them motherfuckers. They don't know him. They don't know her. They don't know what occurs between you and that person. Yo, make your heart beat. Oh! Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. for the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. So make sure y'all come through tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll be back here tomorrow. It's only a day away. Tomorrow. Yo, I get on my Carmine Ragusa shit. Tomorrow, I'll love you tomorrow. Y'all remember Carmine Ragusa? You know, Laverne Show. Tomorrow, I'll love you tomorrow. You're only a day away. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. So Blog Talk, we go get you. I said a Blog Talk, we go get you. I said Blog Talk, we gonna get you out of here. Yeah. And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. Yeah, on the other side, my boobers. Yeah, on the other side, yeah. Peace, y'all. Well, love.